Hello everyone, and welcome. Yes, my name is Arrowfire, and welcome back to another episode of All Talk, No Shock.
All talk, no shock.
And so today we're going to have a bit of a boring conversation, I'm afraid. We're going to be talking about Transformer accessories. Okay, this isn't going to be fun, but it's something I think that most third-party or masterpiece collectors will face. And not necessarily third-party masterpiece, Legends as well, possibly in the chug scale, but to a lesser degree. So, accessories. I certainly moan when we don't get enough of them with figures, brand new releases, and then you get all these accessories, you get all these different options that come with a character that we like, and then what? What do you do with them? Now, we've been collecting this revised adult collecting range into adult life, particularly with the realms of third party, for something like 10 years or more. So you're going to have 10 years worth of accessories in your collection that you've got to house, and you can't often put all of these accessories on your figures at the same time. So what do you do with them? How do you store them? And where is this going to go? I mean, let me put this into perspective for you. Here is a bag almost to the brim with accessories. This is full of anything from instructions to more instructions, stands for figures, accessories for figures, blast effects, handguns, maces from MP36, interchangeable heads and faces, and collector's cards. So I guess this really comes to, how do you store your collection? Well, if you're someone who wants to keep the boxes to make sure their value doesn't depreciate should you want to sell the item on, this is much more in the third party world, then yes, you have some storage in place for them because they should be able to exist within the box. However, if they're accessories you want to apply to a figure from time to time, so one example in my collection is Fans Toys Quietus. Sometimes I like to dress it up, as it were, from G1 mode into IDW mode. Currently he's sitting on my IDW shelf, I've only got the one figure. So they're accessories I like to have to hand, in the bag you go. But if you're having some accessories that you play with for a little bit and think, right, I'm done with these now, you can go in the box can go in the cupboard. That's great if you keep the box. What if you don't keep the box? So some examples of that I've got is the Takara Masterpiece ones. I do not keep the boxes of those, so I don't mind if they depreciate or not, but I do keep their accessories because some of them I want to call on. Some of them, like Ratchet, Ironhide, they are not housing the vehicle but very much a part of the vehicle, so again, they're ones I want to keep to hand. But where do they live? Into the bag you go. So what is next? What are you left with? Guns, interchangeable faces that you might want to change from time to time. You can leave some of these out, it gets a bit untidy, and I have done that. Some interchangeable faceplates lying around. That's fine. Now I will just pause at this point and say, what accessories do we need? What accessories do we want? What's nice to have, what's not? I do think it's great to have all of these accessories, but I do also think too much is a bit of a problem, and I do think some of the accessories are a bit short-lived. Recently I reviewed Fans Toys Hunk, their version of Brawn. He comes with the drill bit to go on the front of it. I mentioned this in the video and I thought, great, that's cute. I use it, I take it off, I'm probably never going to apply it to the figure again. What do I do with it now? Into the bag you go. You see a theme here. Now, of course, if you're a masterpiece collector, these things should be familiar to you. You should have at least one key to Vector Sigma. If you're a Beast Wars fan, you should have at least one golden disc. And even if you're a Chug collector, but certainly if you're a masterpiece collector, you should have at least 5 Matrix of Leadership. These are the mainstay items, but how many more of these do we need? You feel that any other renditions of an Ultra Magnus, a Rodimus, an Optimus Prime will come with a Matrix because there will be uproar if not. You would feel that any key figures from Beast Wars line will come with a golden disc. I've got a few of these now in different shades of gold as well. Key to Vector Sigma is a bit more of a niche one, but these are items that are quite mainstay in Transformers, so they feel they need to be included with key characters. Or crowns for Starscream, for that matter, crowns for Grimlock. And this is where it's a real catch-22. We would be in uproar if Optimus did not come with a Matrix, because they're going to work on the assumption that the majority of the fan base out there already have 6 of them. That's fine, but what if it's your first Optimus? Then you don't. So if you don't, then you've got 99 other Matrixes in your collection. And this is where I feel that I'm guilty of this as well. We berate companies for not including the accessories, but then we're a bit like, great, X-Transbots released a Perceptor and it came with some mixing tubes. Why? What am I going to do with them? It's an odd subject because then you've got to live with it. Now, guns, swords, weaponry. I am a big fan of combiners that use all of the individual team members' weapons and fuse them into a super weapon. I think it was Unique Toys Bruticus. It was certainly a large scale Bruticus that you put all the guns together for to make Bruticus' gun. Kang Toys, just behind me, you can't really see it, uses the same methodology for its weapon, but also with the sword as well. All of the swords from the individual members get fused together to make the giant sword for the combined mode. Great, I'm not going to waste that. I do think parts forming for combined modes and accessories generally for Transformers are two different things. As I've said, I don't mind parts forming for combiners if it improves the combined mode. But blast effects, weaponry like this that I may or may not have on all the time, interchangeable heads and faces, very useful, and I can choose which ones I want to use. I do sometimes flip back and forward, but going back to Quietus, I think the accessories are brilliant. But the shin pads to give him a samurai look for IDW when I'm not got him IDW mode, if I've got him in a G1 pose, what do I do with them? I keep them around. And it's the same argument as boxes. Who's got space? Who's got time? If you keep the boxes, you should be able to keep the accessories in the boxes. But however, if the box is in the back of the cupboard and you want that one particular accessory, you've got to go hunting for it. You keep it in a bag nearby, like I do, or you keep them on your shelf. But then it becomes another collection in and of itself. You already think of housing your figures, now you've got to house the accessories as well. And I think I find some of the accessories can be overkill. Sometimes it's a case of we'll throw in as much as we can. There was again Perceptor between X-Transbots and Fans Toys. Fans Toys threw in 2 more faces where they saw how much X-Transbots were doing, and it was so much. Great, I've got fantastic choice. I think choice is great, but what am I going to do with the 6 other faces that he's not going to wear? And I'd rather just enjoy the figure itself than worry about the plethora of stuff that it comes with, however good the other stuff is that it comes with. And I do think the accessories need to be very particular to a figure. As I've said, with Brawn, with Fans Toys Hunk, I don't think the drill bit was completely necessary. I think the accessory that came with, or one of the accessories that came with Fans Toys Warthog, was the weird alien mask thing that turns him into a zombie from the weird G1 episode. That's come with a few figures. I have no intention of putting that on my figure. Why did that come? Would a Mini Astoria have been better? Maybe. Could he have had a detachable head to hold as lacking Cybertronium? It may be Power Glide's a bit more of a rarer example. I just think it needs to be an accessory that can be used, that is going to be used. It's not going to be great, I'm going to put that down now, and then it's something else to take up space. Figures, boxes and instructions can be enough to keep themselves just for sheer having them if you want to keep them, but then even accessories you don't want, that you never asked for, they come with the figures, they are your responsibility now. You've bought into that. But what do you guys think? Is this just a bit of a drop in the ocean? Is this not really the talking point? I just think when I get a new figure now and I open it up and I think, wow, look at all this stuff it comes with. It's very one and done. It's like, wow, I've put on all the different faces. I prefer that one. I'm going to keep that one and I will forget about the others. Unless it's a rare figure that I want to chop and change and I want to change certain looks. Fans Toys Sovereign comes with 2 different types of arm cannons. Sometimes I want to change that. But if not, I'll never touch them again. And is it a bit of a waste? And is it a problem for us as collectors, albeit a first world problem, that you have to then house these things in your collection? Leave a note in the comment below. I'd love to know what you think. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button because I will see you on the next one.